What is going on? What's going on? Welcome. So I'm sure you just finished watching a live show with me, but I wanted to speak to you again one more time, and this came to my mind right now. I thought I should just put this out here right now as a separate video entirely. It's over. It's over, and I'm saying that so you can know that it's not going to be simple. It's not going to be easy, I should say. Okay, it's actually simple, but it's not going to be easy. In terms of navigating the world of relationship today, marriage in particular, that session we just finished, we talk about DV and a bunch of other stuff that people are going through, people are struggling with. But I think people are struggling mostly with their own mindset. I think people, as individuals, are their own worst enemy, and I think that goes for all of us, right? Especially if you're dating and you're dating with an intention to marry. I feel for you. Okay, now I'm saying that, but I also want you to note that there are solutions, there are frameworks, there are people that are making it work. Okay, they just so happen not to be the loudest on the internet. Today I was having a conversation on Clubhouse. I go on Clubhouse every now and then. And I was having a conversation with a few young men and young ladies, and my conclusion from that conversation is that fear, yeah, it's so you have two choices here, right? One choice is much more easier than the other. Okay, the two choices, fear and faith. The first choice, which is fear, is a lot more easier to engage. Why? Because, hey, shey the whiny, you have to protect yourself now, right? It makes sense that you have a need, a urge to protect yourself, right? It just makes sense that you will want to protect yourself, and I understand it. But can you think about a scenario where, in efforts to protect yourself, in the short term, yes, you protected yourself. You build a castle around yourself, but ultimately you end up hurting yourself. In the mid to long term, you end up hurting yourself, right? With respect to what you want out of life, with respect to what you want out of life, love, relationships, and the human experience, right? And I get it. I understand. It's tough. So if we have to blame somebody for this, who should we blame for this, right? What if we completely ignore the idea of blame? If you're a cheater, if you're a thief, and you're a liar, you're wrong. You will always be wrong. There are consequences for that. Okay? However, just because you're not a cheater, just because you're not a liar and you're not a thief, does not mean you qualify for healthy relationships. I just need you to be aware of that, just in case you missed that in the memo and the books of life. Okay? Much wisdom is required of you. Let me tell you, that's the fact. Okay? Much wisdom is required of you. You need a little bit more than just, I'm doing the right thing, I'm walking a straight line. Why? Because the people that are coming into your life, right? The people that you're also going to engage from a romantic standpoint, you also require more from them, right? It's not enough that they're holy, right? They don't cheat, they're not a liar, right? And they're not a thief. It's not enough that they pass those three checkpoints. You ask for more, there's a good chance you have more on your list. And even worse, for men, you don't really have a list, but you have a mental list, right? And you're like, I don't know why, but yesterday I was talking to a young man, and he was like, oh, the only thing he believes in is courtship. I said, oh, okay, that's cute. He's a virgin. We found out in the conversation he's a virgin. Like, cool, right? It's in his mid-30s, right? So, but he's done courtship in the last 5 years. I think, yeah. In the last 5 years, he's been in 3 courtships. So when I asked him, I said, so you've been breaking hearts? And he was like, no, I don't break hearts. I'm like, wait, they didn't care about turning this courtship into marriage? He said, courtship is about getting to know people. I was like, I guess, but You've done it 3 times. Are you going into courtship to get to know people? Right? So even in the quote unquote Christ body, in the Tinders and the Bumblebees and the Instagrams of this world, the struggle is real. It's real. And I feel for you, right? But I have to go back to fundamentals. We have to go back to basics. Okay? The struggle can be traced to a few simple things. Okay? And I'm noticing I have to revisit this from time to time, because if you're in this dating scene or you're struggling in marriage right now, there's a good chance that you're overcomplicating issues, that everything has to be books for you, big English words, right? That's what it's looking like for me. All right, do me a favor, hit that like button, share and subscribe. Thank you if you're brand new here. Okay, the struggle is real. Why? Because we have a complex brain. I get it. Right, I get it. We have a complex brain, and if you don't get it, forget about it.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right.
We have a complex brain, so if something is not complex enough, we don't feel like it's authentic enough. We need it to be big words. A young lady jumped on the stage today and started sharing and going in and using big words. Somehow she managed to bring race into the conversation. The conversation was about finding a life partner. It's about marriage, relationships. You know, the reason why I'm on the stage is because people are saying, you know what, this is a guy who can probably speak to what's possible in terms of good results, right? Not somebody to come and paint a picture of gloomy, doomy days of relationship and marriage. The truth is that we have more than enough of those people, and we have, like one of the story we just covered, there's lots of stories that are just worst case scenario. Just because there are lots of stories does not mean it's the majority. I want you to know that these extreme cases are not the majority still. They're not. Okay? They're the majority of what you've been paying attention to. I want you to know that. Okay? They're the majority of the loudest noise on the internet. I want you to know that. I also want you to know that I'm not blaming or shaming you or the people or the public for that. It is what it is. We gravitate more towards negativity. It is what it is, right? That's why this is why I said it's over. It's not exactly over, but it's an uphill battle in front of us. If you still believe that it's possible for you to have a life full of love, for you to have quality relationships, not just romantic, but even also romantically speaking, right? If you still believe that that's possible, right? I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to tell you that you're right. It's possible. But like anything else in life that's worthwhile, it's going to take some work on your part, especially when the loudest noise is about the worst case scenario. It is what it is. All right. I'm on this journey with you personally. Okay. We have a book coming out called The Number One Red Flag. Okay. So I'm on this journey with you. Okay. You have support. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. On this platform, I'm willing. My wife has been telling me like empathy. She wants me to apply a little bit more empathy. I was like, yes, I'm super aware, right? Even though we have to tell ourselves the truth sometimes, okay? A lot of people would actually consider I already apply a lot of empathy, but you know, she's my wife. She also wants to make sure that people feel heard and people feel seen. And I agree with that 100%, right? So I'm with you as long as you're open to some level of tough love, some level. I want some smoke too. I want you to push back against me. There's some things I might say you can't comprehend it right away. Maybe I'm actually wrong, but my belief is that like anything that's worthwhile in life, you gotta leave room. You gotta give yourself some grace to learn how to do this. There is game. There's some things you need to learn. There's some skills. Again, just because you're a good guy, a good girl, does not mean you qualify. You need to work on your competence when it comes to building romantic relationships. Okay, just today somebody was telling us a story of he didn't pick up the call. 4 calls, he didn't pick up some of them might listen to this. He didn't pick up the call 4 times, and the following morning, by the time his girl was calling him, she was extremely upset. And the way he interpreted that was like he should be able to have conversation, this, that. And then he kept talking and talking and talking. And just of my own observation, he seems to me like a person who talks too much, over-explain himself, shalaye. And you know how that works when it comes to you just explain.
You go explain because no evidence.
No evidence. What that means is that people's feelings are involved in these issues. Explaining. If you're doing mansplaining, if you're doing shalaye, you go just tired. Nothing. You will just be tired. You will exhaust that relationship. These are real skill sets behind this. And I wanted to share that with you really quickly before you go ahead and rest tonight and enjoy the rest of your evening. Please take this video, do me a favor, hit the like, share, subscribe, and turn on all your notifications just to make sure you're getting everything as they're coming, right? So I want to say thank you. If you like this video, I think you will like the one that just, about 2 videos just popped up. Either this one or this one. This one or this one. Go for this one, all right? I'll see you on the next one.